Catherine Blog, video number 9. Random collage of discoveries. My videos have been really choppy in editing because I wanted to just not hide anything from you, but I want to eliminate those long pregnant pauses in between my thoughts, and the breathing before. So that's why you're seeing a lot of choppy editing. So a little bit of update. My drains are out. My 3 drains are out. Yay! February 20th, I saw the reconstruction surgeon and he got them out. Thank goodness. One of them got a little infected and it's taking a while, and I finally figured out it's because it's really close to the very long incision across my lower abdomen. Probably the blood flow there needs to return to its, former self to recover fast like I used to. But I'm so happy. Let me tell you, if you want to torture people, the drains, oh my goodness, they were really horrifying. So since the drain's been out, I'm recovering a little quicker, probably partly psychological, but every day I go, oh, maybe I have my brain almost back. And then I do this thing, Luminosity, because I did it before, because it's fun. And they have these math tests and all kinds of different brain gym sort of thing. And then I go do that, and it's like still the lowest score. I'm still at the bottom. I can't even beat myself. I talked to my oncologist, and she says, well, you might as well just wait until the chemo, because that messes with your brain too, so we shall see. These days I feel like I'm back in the baby stage, mostly sleep. Then I wait for people to make me food and sort of feeding myself. I'm learning with this left hand to do everything. I'm right-handed, just like a baby trying to learn all these things. And not that I'm not appreciative, I'm totally grateful for the food and people making it for me and putting it in front of me. It makes me think about all the people who have to do that. My heart goes out to you. Initially, I had to learn how to pee, but that was easy once the catheter got pulled out. Pooping, I had to learn 9 days from my surgery. I don't know where all that stuff went, though I didn't eat a lot, so mostly puking. Now I'm learning to take care of myself more. I'm starting to walk, learning to walk. Oh my goodness. My son took me out for my first walk out on the street this past weekend, and it took me, he was waiting for me. It took me half an hour to walk something that I could have done before in 2 minutes. So that was kind of humbling. Since this weekend, every day I'm trying to walk a little more fast. When I walk those tiny little distances for a few days, my legs are so sore. It's like I ran marathons. That's how I know I definitely have muscle atrophy. All my doctors say if I walk, I'll recover faster. Works for me. Now, I'm supposed to eat 11 ounces of protein a day. I didn't eat that before. I'm really trying to eat as much protein as I can because the protein is what's supposed to heal my wounds. The nice thing about that is I can eat a whole lot and I still manage to lose 1 pound. That's kind of cool. The doctors, while I was in the hospital, gave me this website to help me figure out what 11 ounces of protein might look like, or how do I do that. This website is www.choosemyplate.gov, COUSMYPLATE.gov/groups/protein-foods as in plural -counts COUNTS as in Sam .html from United States Department of Agriculture, and it tells you what counts as an ounce equivalent in the protein. I'll give you an example. Like my favorite would be 1 ounce cooked fish or shellfish. 3 eggs yolks is 1 ounce. 3 eggs white is 2 ounces of protein. That's a little confusing, isn't it? Well, you know what? Since my brain has not returned fully, I'm going to let you look this up yourself. Not mess you up there. My entire experience with the oxycodone and the pain pills and the nausea pills sent me puking my guts out. the exact opposite of what it should do, is not that unusual. It's becoming more and more clear to me that perhaps we need a different pathway for pain meds. For my chemist buddies out there who are still doing research, working for pharmaceuticals, you might want to think about that. I would say that entire medicinal research, it really needs to be done like how a chemist would separate it. You need to really get a clear baseline, which means that you have to isolate the ethnicity groups. We have different genetics. It's like I can't drink because I get incredibly painful hives for months. Discovered that in college. And that's why I don't drink. And the reason is because and a lot of the Chinese descent people have an overabundance of this enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase. It turns the alcohol into the aldehyde and then it goes to the rest of the process. The problem with that is you get an overabundance of aldehyde. Your body doesn't have enough enzyme for the next step to process it quickly, so it gets shoved through the skin because that's what your body does. Try to get rid of anything foreign every way it can. And for my skin, it didn't like it, so it just hives up big hives, not little. Wow, I have digressed a lot. So anyway, my point is we all have different genetics, so I think the research needs to be widened and controlled in like little tiny groups, and then you can have an overview and you can maybe have a cross check, or there's a lot of things you have to just isolate each element very carefully. It's not easy, but it can be done, I believe. If you can come up with a pathway, is what I'm thinking, like a wide range where everyone has this, like ibuprofen. I would say those common pathways that we all share should be the first to look at, because then it'll work on all of us. If you guys can find that, you'll probably make a lot of money if you need incentive. For some of you who have known me for a while, you know that I'm not against getting sick. Colds, flu, I mean, they're all opportunities to shape up your immunity even stronger. But now I have to get healthy for chemo. And not to mention that when I cough or sneeze or blow my nose, it really hurts right here because of the beak. Yeah. Thank you, Joni. A friend that I know through my husband gave me this heart pillow. Really, the hospital should send all the free flat patients home with one of these. You can sit like this because, you know, this here is painful. That's the mastectomy side because it separates the wounds from my arm pressing against it. Also, I get sick riding in the back seat, so I have to be in front. And the seat belt can go across here and here. And it doesn't touch your wound. And on those bumpy rides in our cars, I can press it against myself in the entire area so it doesn't bop around this way or that way. And it works the same way. When you sneeze, you know the sneeze come in. You know, this is very close to me now. so I can grab it and I cough or whatever. It helps a tremendous amount. So thank you, Joni. The left mastectomy, you would be opposite, obviously. So what I want to say is I'm a little more germ phobic these days because I want to stay healthy and I don't really want the symptoms. Please pardon my increased germophobia. I'm the kind of person that does all these crazy things. A lot of my friends look at it and go, wow, that's so brave. I realized I have been bulldozing through life. What I have is a very strong will. I will myself to just do these things. You know, horses, when we want them to go fast ahead, we put blinders on them. They will run anywhere you want them to. And I'm feeling like that's how I used to go through life. I have blinders on. Now, whether I put them there or my brain just doesn't see it, it doesn't really matter because the result is I did not know the danger. That's why I did those things. I'm thinking for me, a true hero would be someone who knows all the danger, scary ass danger, and still forge ahead. I'm not entirely sure that I'm brave at all. But I know this. I want to live. I'm going to fight, and I'm not going to quit. So that's more like the will again. I think I'm just a bulldozer. I first came here as a child. I loved the country because, you know, Disneyland, Disney World. Once my parents put me into the school system, the culture is so different. I didn't have an inferiority complex as much as just felt like an odd duck. In Taiwan, I was normal. I think it was limiting. So now when I'm laying in bed and I can't sleep from the pain or discomfort, my mind starts to wander. And I thought, wow, you know, children of immigrants and immigrated children have a great advantage. They are able to know two very completely different cultures. For me, not only do I pick the best of both cultures, also to flip-flop, sometimes you don't have to pick. You can be anything and everything you want to be at any one moment. You can switch it off. So many possibilities. I realized I am fracking lucky. Another epiphany that has been sort of a repeated theme over and over again is this. In my many years working in the entertainment industry, guys can go up to other guys and say, hey, got a role for me? And they'll help each other out. Women, a lot of times, just don't do that in my business. And I see that in other businesses as well. I see that as a limitation. Maybe that's the yin and the yang thing, but I personally do not understand that. If women can come together as we come together in the personal front, as we do in the workforce, I think we can stop wars and suffering. This is not a men bashing thing. The war thing, not enough natural disaster around that we have to go looking for people to kill. I mean, you can look up testosterone and estrogen and you will see the difference. We are different. It's good and bad in both. Okay, nothing is perfect. In my perfect world, everyone will help each other whenever possible. Help everybody, help them equally. I've also discovered some of the games that insurance companies play, which is to send you these scary notes and notices that says, oh, we have authorized this or certified this, but it does not guarantee coverage that it will be paid. Then what the heck is certification then? There's also the question whether chemotherapy patients get the wigs covered. It's not supposed to be covered. What is covered? Prosthesis to replace all or part of an external facial body part that has been removed or impaired as a result of disease, injury, or a congenital defect. Restoration prosthesis, prosthetic devices is covered. What is not covered are prosthetics for sports or cosmetic purposes. This includes wigs and scalp hair prosthetics. For a woman, most of us can agree that our hair is not for cosmetic purposes. It is part of who we are. My doctor, my oncologist gave me a prescription. It says cranioprosthesis, parentheses wig, and it's for alopecia due to chemotherapy. I'm going to send it through and I'm going to contest. There's something wrong with our insurance system. It's become this corporation with so much money. They'll send you, this is not covered like 3, 4, 5 times. And then finally they realize you're not going to go away and they go, oh yeah, it's covered. It's happened to me. It's happened to my mother-in-law who passed away in August. If you have anything to say at an insurance company, please reconsider your policies. You were there to help people. Please remember that. I want to end on a positive note. I had mentioned this mentoring program for cancer patients. I need to make a correction. It is part of an organization that you can check out at www.immermanangels.org. That's IMERMANANGELS.org. Immermanangels.org. This organization heads up the Mentor Angels. It has over 6,000 mentors in 41 countries. They pair you up when you have cancer with someone as close to what you have as they can find, and you can Skype and they serve as a mentor and people have lifelong friendships. Mentor Angels as part of the Immerman Angels. And last, this was given to me by someone who is going through the same thing as myself. I spoke to her who generously shared this. I connect with it as well. It is by a poet named Rumi. It says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you."